Hey, greetings YouTube. If this is your first time tuning into the channel, definitely check out the rest of our catalog. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. So today we have a James, and he's the older James, the yellow James. And poor James has been used and abused. As you can see, the filter here, which should be white, is gray from dust because somebody, and this is a fairly common misconception I understand from watching my friend Becco 1984's videos, which check out his channel, is that people think this is a bagless unit. Well, there's actually supposed to be a bag here, and you can see they've been using it without a bag. So that's going to get cleaned up, washed out. There's some concern about what the motor looks like. We'll turn this on in a second, see what he sounds like. And if you're not familiar with James, James is like their entry-level pneumatic machine. So it's like strong and cheap, which is unusual. I'm going to go ahead and put James in. And we're going to see. That's kind of cool. That's no longer on James. Oh, wow. So James has no sucky right now. So we're going to have to fix that. But the motor sounds alright considering the amount of abuse this machine's been through. So let's get pulling James apart. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to vacuum this out, and then if this doesn't have the off-white or the yellow-greenish material, you can actually wash these. Usually you do want to replace these. But this one I think actually isn't too bad. So we're going to vacuum it off real quick.
We could speed clean it.
We could. So now we're going to unplug it. Very important to unplug it before you open it up. And this actually looks really clean on the inside here, but I think looks are deceiving us. So we're going to take a rag and we're going to see if there is dirt in there. Actually, it looks pretty clean. But we're going to open it up and inspect everything anyway, since it's a new machine, and I like to have clean machines. So let's just pop her open. And the fact the cord is a quick change but has screws so that you don't accidentally unplug it is genius. And it's just a proprietary fitting, but it's cool. Maybe in England this is common, but not in the US. So that is a proprietary fitting we're just going to pull off. And then some of the newer pneumatics have torque screws. I'm noticing these are all Phillips. So we're just going to pull off all that. And we're going to set this aside. And there we go. So that's what the inside of a pneumatic looks like. And we can see the sound dampening in there. You can see a very simple circuit board right here. Not a whole lot going on, but there is some circuitry. And that all looks pretty basic. You know, nothing too special. And you can see how big the motor is. It's good size. So we're just going to wash around it, probably blow out the motor. And I'm going to vacuum and wash this so this is clean, so it doesn't have any odors. And then we're going to pull the circuit bits out of here just to make sure everything's good. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is we are just going to inspect this. I'm going to look at the armature. You can see it's kind of dirty right there. So I'm just going to check the carbon brushes. Set the screws aside for a second and make sure it's in good health. It sounded pretty good, but you never know. There's another part for sound dampening. It's got some nice rubber. Numatics always surprise me with how high quality they are for the price they charge. Really super high quality stuff. This is a Lamb Amtech motor. Very similar to what you see in a backpack or some early TriStars, that sort of thing. And oh, we got a great carbon brush life. I honestly think if we just clean this up, this will look great. I don't even need to check anything else. So we're just going to set this aside. Oh, here we go. It's 120 volts, 60 hertz, 2013. Numatic International, but we know it's a Lamb Amtech motor. So set that aside. It's kind of cool. The cord clip comes out by itself. And we're going to pull, I want to pull the circuitry out of the machine, which just comes out as its own little package. And we're going to wash this section along with the face and everything else and dry it. And when it's all dry, we'll put it back on, turn the camera back on and show you. Well, we've washed everything together and we pulled this face off. So let's get to putting everything together. I put everything in the dishwasher and it's all come out sparkly clean. We are just going to rub with a little bit of Pledge the gaskets just to freshen them up. That's really the only gasket going to rub, and we're going to put the motor back together and put the motor back in there. Again, I just tested the carbon brush just to make sure he looks good. And we should probably...
Is that the same motors they're using in the new ones?
That's a good question. I did not see a wattage rating on the motor.
That looks like a Flowmaster motor.
Yeah, it's a nice looking motor.
Yeah, Flowmaster motor's a beast that size.
We are going to...
Let me see.
Here's where it needs to be.
All right, yeah, between these two things. Well, let's see if there's anything obvious that we're missing.
We'll put James back together. Don't you worry about it.
Don't you worry, Drick. The Spiegelmine is here.
If you look at the top.
Oh, it's not exactly 90 degrees. It's kind of offset.
No, it goes right there.
But what?
Those are just carbon brush. You use all right.
This is backwards. Change this around.
All right, this all makes sense now. That also keeps the other piece from falling out.
Doesn't interact with those lobes, but all right. Let's
You know, we can steady that with this giant piece of aluminum I have.
We certainly could.
Because everybody just has a giant piece of aluminum laying
Yes,
around.
I mean, who doesn't?
2x4.
What kind of a? All right, so then you got is if it's showing,
Yeah.
these little these wires go
All
through.
right. Oh, okay. That's what I was missing. So I was just
Through-
doing. I was doing it
Run
wrong.
This number. Well, we gotta have this down here. And we just
right.
the more
I
I'm
see.
looking at this, the more I'm thinking. I think we're just doing it wrong. So I was looking at it and I was assuming that this was how it went together. That you built it in the top.
All right. This all makes a lot more sense now. I would put that on first now.
And then we flip this. Nope.
Excellent.
Don't you worry!
All right. This all makes a lot more sense now. Rear.
That also explains why that thing isn't held in by anything. Because it was gravity is your
Gravity.
friend, my friend. Oh, don't
Yes,
you know?
apparently. All right.
It ain't going nowhere with that blue tape.
No, oh, don't.
Oh, no.
your friend, my friend kind of situations.
Yeah. Yeah,
How is your friend?
you betcha.
Oh, you don't, you know.
That's how they do it up in Fargo.
Oh, we're doing it the old Minnesotan way.
Yeah.
We had it all.
So I was doing it backwards. Simplest vacuum in the world. We did it backwards and it failed, but it's all
I've had better
backwards.
luck with filter cleaning.
I was trying to do it like a filter clean. That was the problem.
Nice.
I was doing it the American way. We have to do it the British way, which is upside down and backwards, apparently.
Well, they're on the opposite side of the earth, so.
I mean, that's the problem right there. All right. So
gravity
that's real
works
slick.
backwards there, you know.
How this goes together, I really like this.
Oh yeah.
It says Volex. You can even see who manufactured it.
Nice. They're a high quality manufacturer.
Who do they make? What else do they make?
Volex made a
I've
lot
seen
of
their
different
shit.
stuff. Belden is another one. Didn't they make watches? Volex.
Volex? I've
It's the Volex Sinclair personal computer.
Oh gosh. You're the worst. Fucking demonetized.
There's nothing horrible about that. We're just call it the Volex. Instead of the Timex Sinclair, it's the Volex Sinclair personal computer.
Trying to do this, I really should have got my top down rig. Alright, cool.
I think I saw one of those at a pawn shop once.
Just gonna snug it up. Right there. Comments from the peanut gallery. Alright, that's snugged up. We're going to remove our piece of tape. So that's in place. Alright, so let's see if I did it right.
Beautiful.
Alright. So, now we're going to put the face back on. We'll set this aside. Put the face back on because he looks a little sad without his face.
It's a nameless, faceless nobody unless you put that on him.
Yep. There we go. Face. And the bags are huge if you haven't looked at the bags. I put a few of the faces on. And the way the bag is supposed to go in is like this, and that's you got to make sure you get over this hump right here. That's real important. Otherwise, that bag isn't going to stay on. Do this. See, this is nice and clean, and we are going to put. So, let's see if he has more or less power with the working vacuum gauge. Is that already clean? I mean, it's a hose. I don't think there's anything funky about it, but let's see. See how it goes. A fair amount of power. Let's see. No, it's the same amount of power. It has the same amount of power as what we got on the newer gen. Excellent. And 80 seal. So we're happy with that. It doesn't have any foam on him, unlike the other one.
It might have predated this.
And then he's got a low speed and a high speed. Right there. Alright, well it looks like James is happy. So as always, thank you for subscribing to Performance Reviews. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook as well. Give this video a thumbs up and check out some of the other videos over there.